live stream. That's right. Some of you have paid for that membership. We haven't done anything with that in a couple of weeks. So we're going to have a separate show just for you guys coming up short. I will post the link to membership, how to join. It's just $4 a month. That really helps our channel. Graham, starting with you. We're a day away from the start of Super Regionals. What's on your mind?
Like to me, again, we kind of talked about it earlier in the week. I think the most fascinating super regional matchup is the SEC clash between Tennessee and Arkansas. I mean, the video that we did seems like everybody's interested in that series as well. Other ones, like I do think Oregon State, Florida State is a really, really intriguing one for a variety of reasons. Just because I think we'll look down the road and we'll see, okay, this is a super regional that has a lot of big leaguers in it. And then I think what Oregon State did this season is incredibly impressive, like going independent and like hodgepodging a schedule together, and they're still got a high RPI. I just don't think we touched on that enough. And then I mean, just the clash in styles between Auburn and Coastal Carolina. Like there's not a shortage of storylines this weekend.
Holy buckets, it's Jay Greason.
Yeah, hey, buckets for everybody.
What's on your mind as we go to Super Regionals? I mean, we got 4 SEC teams playing. Obviously, I think one of the focus points of the college baseball weekend will be Tennessee, Arkansas, which we all can't wait to see. But what's got your attention as we go into the Supers, Jay?
Well, the first thing that popped into my head was what's going to happen in Fayetteville. And I hope that it's tied after like 14 innings in Game 3, and they can invoke some sort of strange NCAA rule that then has Van Horn and Vitello fight shirtless on the pitcher's mound.
If you want ratings, I think that might do it.
Yeah, that might. But yesterday I saw, by the way, I don't know if it was an Arkansas fan or what, but they cut together Tony Vitello when he was an assistant coach at Arkansas, like a press conference from him just leading up to this series and just all the storylines. Man, Tony V looks so young in that clip when he was an assistant at Arkansas.
He was unbearded at that point, was he not?
Yeah, no beard. Like still fantastic hair, all that stuff.
Man does have a nice coif.
He does.
I mean,
that is
a flowing mane. And man, oh man, I saw on social media somebody getting ready for this one posted the clip where he and Van Horn and Tony's wearing the checkerboard COVID outlaw.
Yeah.
He looked like he was about to join Jesse James's gang and knock over First National.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be a lip reader up underneath that mother bleeper, holy! But there were a few George Carlin 7-letter words coming out of that one.
Yeah. I think that might have been round 2. I think round 1 was the first one when it came out that they were arguing about like recruiting, just like behind nothing on the field. It was like recruiting. I think the one I saw that same video too, Jay. I think that one was obviously during the COVID season or the season after COVID. And I think that one was round 2.
Again, I think that is going to be who can regulate their emotions best. Probably comes out of that series the winner. I do think on paper, Arkansas, the way it comes together with the full pitching staff, maybe not the top end, but like getting to that 27th out for the weekend. Mm-hmm. Although if it becomes a get to 18, you could have an issue because that might mean Liam Doyle has thrown another gem. But I think to me that's the biggest dynamic. Like whoever handles that spot the best, and we've seen that like in super regionals or actually in regionals across the country, where you saw much more talented teams get bounced by teams that were just more ready for those moments emotionally.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you think that, then you're basically saying, can Tennessee just keep it in check? Because I mean, I think Arkansas is going to handle their emotions. They have been businesslike all now. The emotional factor, I think, for the Hogs is handling the tightening sphincter and the, oh, my God, here comes our postseason bad luck yet again.
Yes.
Yeah. Like something's going to happen, right? I mean, it always does. Like you're going to get a walk. There's going to be a booted ball, and you just can't tense up like all the Hog fans and then the players on the field. Like it's baseball, and something's going to happen. Just how you respond and handle it is going to be key for Arkansas in this one.
Yeah. Well, and that extends. Like I do think like Arkansas has felt like it's in better shape to handle those moments. But Tennessee can kind of bait you into some stuff that's going to be checking your response.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing for Tennessee is, like, what happens if Dean Curley throws wide at first, his first one? That's in his head all weekend. Like, there's stuff everywhere you look. What if Arkansas steals 4 bases the first inning on Stone Lawless, who, remember, is going to be in for Cannon Peoples? I have no idea what his defense is like because I've not seen it, because they went with Peoples pretty much in every key game. Like there's a lot of stuff out there to unpack for both teams.
If we get Doyle and Root for game one, like the emotion coming off the mound in that one is going to be like off the charts.
If you want a brawl, one of those hitting the field while the other one's going off, that could be your spot too, because both those guys have just gone full on, wear it on your sleeve all year.
Mm-hmm. Doyle more so than Root, but Root.
Yeah, but Root's had his moments too. Yeah.
And I don't know, you guys may know the detail, whether this is historic or not, but of the 3 Golden Spikes finalists, 2 of them are going to be in Fayetteville this weekend.
Yeah, that is true.
Would that be Doyle and Aloy, and who's the third?
Seems like his name was Luke. Somebody.
I didn't even see they named the finalists.
Well,
Luke Stevenson?
It's still a long
No, the Florida State shortstop, Alex
Lodice. Yeah, okay. There's 2 Lodices in the ACC that are big-time players, by the way. I get them mixed up.
Should we call them Lodi?
I think we will, Jay. It's our show.
So, by the way, as much as I'm looking forward to and intrigued with Tennessee, Arkansas, I feel the same way on the opposite end for UCLA, UTSA. Like that one's just not on my radar.
Well, it ain't gonna be on many people's radar in this time zone, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you, speaking of time zones, and I'm going to try to put together a gambling little snippet that y'all look for on social media about these super regionals. I can't help but love UNC in game 1. NCAA did Arizona dirty. That's a 9 a.m.
Oh, are you kidding?
Start in North Carolina.
That is dirty.
And the Knapp kid will do you dirty too.
Yeah, he's awesome.
We got to get these times right. I mean, I still the 8 Central starts in these things is just absurd.
It's better than 11 a.m. Central on a Friday. What are we doing?
Oh, I disagree.
I don't know, Chris. That's bad too. Like,
I mean, that is bad
Friday,
too,
man. How many people? All right, look. We're all working from home, talking into a computer screen. We're not your regular folks who may want to watch baseball. You're not going to be able to be downtown at TVA in Chattanooga and click on the 11 o'clock Central in North Carolina College Baseball Series on a Friday.
Well, look, you have to start some games in the morning because of all the games. I mean, we had 96 games over the first 3 days. That's just how it goes. You've got to get them in. Somebody's going to get the short of the stick. But I just don't like – I mean, and overlap some of these if you have to, the starts and the finishes. Maybe that hurts you. But I don't think these games should be starting later than 7 Central. That's not how you grow the game.
Not on the West Coast, but on the West Coast you can. And you're growing the game in a different time zone.
Yeah, but that's where like 5% of the fan base is.
I don't know, not necessarily at this stage. I mean, you've got people following laundry that are going to pay attention. The other thing is it's not like ESPN only has one dang platform.
Well, Jay, I'm looking.
Yes, thank you.
They're going the triple header route. So triple header on ESPN and ESPN2, and then they put. Honestly, they probably put the series that aren't going to get as much eyeballs on ESPNU. The Duke, Murray State, UCLA, UTSA.
Yeah. I mean, I think anybody that's really serious in college baseball has the app at this point anyway. Maybe your casuals, you do bring more of those in by having those on the platforms where you don't need the app. I kind of lose track of that because I'm like, okay, I'm not paying attention because I've got all I need anyway. But anyway, speaking of stuff you need, gentlemen, it's time to talk about Game Time Sidekicks. Graham, you got yours in, didn't you?
I did.
It's okay.
They're actually right behind me. So my wife got the biggest size they make. It's like enormous.
Go grab one.
It's like we got a water jug, and then she got me a different size. Hold on, let me go get them.
Yeah,
they're in the cabinet right behind me.
And by the way, they say to hand wash them. I left mine in the kitchen with the intention of doing that. My wife put it in the dishwasher. It came out fine. This is my number 2 one. You guys have seen the other one, and this one's great too. But Game Time Sidekicks, officially licensed stainless steel drinkware, all SEC schools, over 350 more universities. It is top of the market quality for construction and ice retention. Double wall, vacuum insulated, 18-8 stainless steel, logo printing and decoration all done in Knoxville, Tennessee. They've got tons of designs and logos. I mean, you've seen some of the stuff that I've shown on air. They've got the College Vault line, which very few brands have those rights. Stainless steel sippy cups, tumblers, 40-ounce bottles. Get your discount, 10% off with SE16. Go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. You get 10% off all your order with that. And we got a special members-only discount. So if you're a member, and I hope you become one, I post that at the top. We're going to have a different show for you in just a minute. You get an even bigger discount on that. So if you're a member, wait for that one in the show in just a few minutes. Let's see that thing again, Graham.
I feel like Vanna White.
You do.
You don't look like Vanna White.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, by the way, she's got the best gig ever. Like, she makes $5 million just touching TV screens.
Yep.
All right, this is a smaller one, and then this is the ginormous one.
The ginormous one, also known as Jay's Beta Beer Cup.
Shay, you don't have yours yet, do you?
No, I do not. But I did not go down the middle like you journalists. No, I know all mine have the AU logo on.
Yeah. Their team stuff's pretty cool too.
That actually is maybe the sneaky best series of the weekend.
Yeah. Oh, Auburn Coastal is, I mean, I circled that one from before. Like, it's either going to be Auburn Coastal or Auburn, Florida, and either one I'm here for different reasons.
Yeah, that is a great one. The other one is Arizona. I am intrigued. Arizona, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Again, if you remember Arizona, they went to Texas the second week and they went over, and like they had an awful weekend in that tournament in Arlington or wherever it was, and then they just kind of circled the wagons, and they've had a really, really good season. Obviously, every time I watch Arizona play, by the way, I just think their logo on their hats looks small. I just think it needs to be a little bit bigger. Side tangent.
Was that sarcasm?
No, I'm dead. Like watching
this
weekend, that A looks so small on the hat. By the way, that's a 40-ounce tumbler. By the way, so if you like ginormous tumblers, that's the one for you. Jay shaking his head.
I call that a breakfast cocktail, boys. Come on.
Okay, this is the only thing my wife likes. These massive ones, and you can put it in your car. Like it actually fits in your car in the cup holder.
That's like the travel ball weekend special.
Say
it works. It works for
Eric's
either,
got
Jay.
a great question here. And who among us has been to Omaha?
I've been. It's been a minute, but I've been.
Did y'all go professionally or as fans?
I
Professionally.
went as a fan.
I went as a fan too, and it's been 31 years. It was 94. Tech gets to the title game. Oklahoma wins it all. There's that unbelievable Tech team with Veritek and Peyton and those dudes. Veritek hit a home run ball down the right field line that went through the foul screen. But back then we did it when we were in college
No
and
replays.
could afford it. Now, and that same summer, that same spring, we went to 16 spring training games in 9 days and went all around Florida. And the tickets were like $4. You'd have to get a second mortgage to do that in spring training nowadays. I don't know if you're going to spend $2,000, Eric, but it ain't going to be cheap.
You talking about going to Omaha?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay, let me tell you what they do. They jack up those hotel prices now. They know what they're doing in Omaha and then across the bridge in Iowa. So what my family and I are like, what we had to do, we had to stay in Lincoln, which it's like 40 minutes away. I'd never been to Lincoln before. So, I mean, we just essentially stayed right off campus. Lincoln is great too. And I mean, it's an easy drive.
My wife's from there, so I spent a lot of time in Lincoln. That is a very underrated town. It's a lot like Jay. Have you been to Lincoln before, Jay?
No, but I want to because it's named after the famous president, James Buchanan.
100%. That's why you have to go. I'll tell you, and also it reminds me a little bit of a Midwestern Chattanooga.
But way bigger.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that the folks in Omaha have put their LSU hats on because when LSU shows up there, they spin the coin.
I say it every year. Whoever idea it was for that bar, Rocco's, for the Jello shots, that is a genius idea. Think of how much money that one idea has made that bar and how much pub they've gotten from that.
I remember I went there 19-2, and that was an issue. I don't know the way I came. I came from Nashville.
Oh, it's a long drive now, and there's like not much there. It was my first time to Iowa, Nebraska. Iowa is exactly what I thought it was going to be like, cornfields everywhere.
And I think they test drove those auto driving cars in a whole lot of the interstates through Iowa because you ain't got to turn the wheel for nothing.
Yeah, you're not lying.
I mean, it's straighter than a Scotty Scheffler 3-wood.
Yeah. When I do that from that, like I try, like if you can time a Cardinals or a Royals game, I always like to try to do that on the way up or back, but sometimes it can be hard to do depending on how much time you've got.
So I want to see I am curious about the prices. Sam put in there that a ticket for the title game last year was $300 each, but they know people are going to pay it because unless it's one of the handful of programs that feels like it wins it every other year. I mean, one of my biggest sports regrets is not going to the 2010 national championship game because I don't know if Auburn's ever going to win a football title again in my lifetime.
Man, you can't never say never, Jay. But where was it? Wasn't it in Miami?
No, it was in Arizona.
Okay.
And our daughter had just been born, and about 8 months earlier, as it turned out, it took everybody I knew who left from Chattanooga like 5 extra days to get back because we had like a nasty, nasty blizzard.
Yeah. Sam's got another travel tip, by the way. And by the way, Sven, thank you for joining. I hope a few more of you guys will because we're going to go members only here in about 10 or 15 minutes. You can fly to Kansas City and drive to Omaha, and it's not bad.
Mm-hmm. I drove to Kansas City, spent the night, and then went from Kansas City to Omaha. Yeah, and it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And by the way, Jay, your point, I think moving forward, like if you're these teams, like let's say your team makes it to the SEC championship game and then obviously the playoffs and they make a run, man, if you're a fan, like that's not cheap. And like you kind of have to pick and choose and roll the dice. Like do I want to go to Atlanta for the SEC championship? Do I want to go to the first playoff game? I mean, it's kind of like it's hard, and I mean hard on the fans and families that want to go do all this stuff.
Well, and now think about if you want to follow a team to a championship in football. I mean, it's all over the country and multiple stops in a 3-week span. Merry Christmas to the whole family. We're going to one football game.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Unless you host your first round playoff game. But, I mean, even that's not a lot of people.
Yeah. It's getting – I mean, and you would think, like, with more stuff being on TV, that like that would hurt attendance. Like, there's more people than ever going to these. What it's becoming is becoming a will-to-do person's event for the most part. All college sports playoffs are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. One game.
Yeah. There were a lot of Tennessee fans at that game too. Like a lot.
Yep. I mean, we're like, all of us can get credentials. So but even for me, like there's been times I want, like, I can't spring for the hotels and stuff like that. It's just, we got other stuff going on here.
Like even in Omaha, like if your team makes it, if your team is one of the last 4, I know a lot of people, they'll go for like the first game or 2 and then they'll go back home and then they got to go back to Omaha. Like if your team keeps winning, because it's so expensive to stay there for the full 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The one of the things we talked about, the skyrocketing hotel room costs. When I was a sports editor here in Chattanooga, we cover about 15 NASCAR races a year. Now, granted, if everybody's budget has shrunk since the 2000s, but we had to quit covering NASCAR because places like Bristol, it'd be a 4-night minimum at $700 a night to stay at. And I mean, this is 20 years ago. And the worst hotel room I've ever stayed was going to South Bend to cover Tennessee. And it was a Days Inn in South Bend, Indiana. And I swear to God, there was a chalk outline outside our hotel room door.
Was that basketball? Was that basketball?
No, it was football when Brady Quinn was a quarterback. Notre Dame kicked their tail. I'd always wanted to see a game in South Bend.
Hey, by people. Sorry, people are debating the memberships. I'll tell you, we're going to do something behind the paywall. We're starting something called, and some of these would be Jay Greason story time, because boy, this man's got some. We will do a Jay Greason story time for you in the members only here in a few minutes. I don't know what it's going to be. Jay might not even know what it's going to be yet, but he's got many, and that'll be worth your $4 alone today. I will promise you that. So I want to see some memberships pop up on the screen. And, and you're helping us, but you're helping yourself.
On Arkansas, Tennessee, then, I mean, we all know Tony V's the evil eye, right? I mean, you got Gandalf Van Horn in the other dugout. You got the Samwise Alloy and Frodo Alloy and every other Hawaiian man. That little Shire, such a cute little joint. Samwise outkicked his coverage, by the way. That little redheaded hobbit wasn't bad, because I don't think. I mean, that's not a runway option walking up and down the Shire.
They're wanting less of me and more of you, and that's fine. We give the people what they want, Sam.
All right, I got 2 stories.
Want you cook? Hey, look, people are figuring this out now. There we go. Let's see a few more of these.
I'll save one for the membership. I'll save the time I rode a bull at Auburn named Nut Kicker. I'll save that for the members only. But one of my rules of thumb is when I get to play a really nice golf course that has caddies, one, don't be upset about being nervous, because the caddies all know that they're better golfers than you anyway. So I'm at I'm at Eastlake. And the thing I always do is I ask the caddies, who is the most famous person you've carried a bag for? And the guy at Eastlake, one time I was down there, said he didn't carry the bag, but he was in a group that Jordan played. they were playing the Hawks, and Jordan came in and played Eastlake before he dropped 52 on the Hawks or whatever he did, because the Hawks stink and Jordan doesn't. But so Jordan gets on the phone as he's going to Eastlake, and Nike, from wherever the closest Nike dealership, gets him new clubs to his specs, a new bag, an entire outfit, new shoes, all of it. Jordan goes out, has a rough start. He's betting like $10,000 a hole on the back nine, smoking cigars that probably cost as much as my truck. And so these guys are starting to salivate, thinking, oh my God, this is Michael Jordan. How much money is he going to leave us? Well, when the round's over, he's gone. And because he had to get to the gym, and everybody was dumbfounded, and the caddy was pissed. But then the Caddyshack manager came over and said, he left you something in the clubhouse. Jordan left that entire set of brand new Nike clubs, once used, and his shoes signed to this guy.
Oh.
So there's no telling what that dude either could have spun those for, or sold those for, or just treasured them.
That's awesome.
Did you guys see Jordan play minor league ball?
I did.
Yeah.
My dad
too.
took the whole family to go see him in person in Birmingham.
That was on the spring training trip. All right, side story 2. We were at the game. Chipper Jones blew his knee out, and I'm walking down the bullpen. May have had a cocktail or 17, and down in the bullpen, a rookie who was named Ryan Klesko, who we all have heard of.
Huge.
Some little kid asks him for an autograph. And Klesko, who's a rookie at that point we hadn't really heard much about it. And so Klesko goes, yeah, kid, for $5. And I hear this. And I blow up. And Klesko and I are face to face. And I mean, he's cussing me and I'm cussing him. And he would have killed me. Not only was he a professional athlete.
Huge guy.
He's huge. I'm a big dude too, but he's huge.
He's NFL tight end big.
And I am hammered. But so they pull us off. And now everybody I've ever talked to afterwards says Klesko had turned out to be a really good dude. But that flew all over me. So I gave the kid $5 anyway. I said, go buy yourself a beer, kid.
Go buy yourself a beer.
Oh, man. Eric has become a member. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. But also more good stuff like that if you do become a member. Story time with Jay.
Are we doing the bull riding story in the members only?
Yeah.
Is that the one we're going with? Okay.
Yep. And then at some point later this weekend, I'll tell you about the time that I met Reggie Jackson up close and personal.
Very up close.
Literally.
This is a pretty good one.
Literally up close and personal.
Oh, man.
By the way,
Let's see.
In the chat, I saw ACC Network. This is from Braden. ACC Network says they're better at baseball. Guys, like, what do you think the ACC Network is going to say? Like,
Right.
those guys get checks by the ACC Network, so of course they're going to go all in on this.
How many have they got in the regional, the supers? Is it 5?
1, 2, 3. So Louisville, Miami, UNC, Duke,
FSU,
and Florida State. So 5.
So that's 5. 5-4. Yeah, you're a better baseball conference now.
But
And both are going to get one team in Omaha minimum.
Yeah, but I would like nobody had Miami being in the spot.
No.
Remember, they were a 3 seed. Yeah, Deacon. Yeah, they both are. They're headquartered in Charlotte, so all those guys hang out in the same building. SEC Network, ACC Network.
Reminds me. I got a West Durham story too.
Oh yeah. Should we do that in the premium, or should we do that as a parting shot here?
Nah. Let's give some of my people who think I'm long-winded and wordy a little more baseball to hit the hay with.
Okay.
Is there one? Who's the best upset pick you got?
I guess for me, Murray State, like I wouldn't be surprised if Murray State wins just because of the way they swing it, and they're outstanding on defense. And then would you consider Coastal over Auburn an upset?
I mean, it's a seeding upset, but I think
But that's a
otherwise
win-win.
it's almost
I mean-
it's almost a draw.
And then like I wouldn't be stunned if UTSA beats UCLA.
Yeah, that might be one I would pick. Eric, I think you get notifications on that as a member. I've never done it on the back end. If you're in the chat as experience as a member, put it in here in the chat. Let people. But I think you get a notification and a link that's exclusive. So I think that's how it works.
What about you, Jay?
What's that?
The question that you asked, like who do you envision if somebody gets upset? Who's it going to be?
Well, I don't think it's going to happen, but I think West Virginia's going to give LSU all they want and more because that team's just so damn resilient.
Sam asked if we count Tennessee as an upset.
Vegas does.
Okay.
Arkansas is a minus 146 pick to advance from Fayetteville, but I really wouldn't. As an Auburn fan, I mean, Auburn fans are always nervous, but man, Coastal can pitch it.
Mm-hmm.
What are the steepest odds for someone to win a Super? I'm guessing it's probably West Virginia at LSU.
I'm guessing Murray, right?
Oh, well, that one too. But, I mean, winning at LSU, that's just got the – I mean, you're staring that tiger down and in the outfield, and it's just got a different feel down there.
By the way, Jay, do you use the same thing or do you look at all different kinds of websites?
I normally go to Vegas Insider, which is an aggregate site, not a betting site, that shows you who has the best lines. Because if you're a smart gambler and you're not hunting, if you're in a legalized state like Tennessee is, if you don't have multiple accounts and hunt the best odds for various things, then I don't think you're really doing it as wisely as you could.
Yeah. See, I'm in a state where like you literally have to go to the casino to do it. Like if you go to the Mississippi-Tennessee state line, like around Memphis, Jay, you will see so many cars pulled over on the side of the road or like gas stations, and you'll just see a bunch of guys on their cell phones. On
Saturdays, you could count the number of people driving from North Georgia into Chattanooga to bet on college football in the AM hours. It was staggering. To your question, Chris, yes, LSU is the biggest favorite in terms of odds. They are minus 430 to win the Baton Rouge Super Regional, followed closely by Duke at minus 410. And what that means is you have to bet $430 on LSU to win 100.
I hate to be abrupt here, but we've got a 10:35 start on our live stream that I'd like to get close to for our members only. So we're going to switch over to that. If you're a member, you should get the link. If you're not, join it in the chat. This is bonus content. It'll be Jay Greason's story time. So I'm going to end this so we can hop over there. Hey, thank you guys for being here this morning. God bless you. We'll see you again in just a few seconds on our premium live stream. Hope we see you guys there too.